Woo! Oh, spawning in the bottom left corner. It's the one, the only from the Pasty Guild, Mr. Causingvirus, with his brand new death stick. Everybody. And then spawning in the bottom right corner, me, and he is scouting in the wrong direction, which is actually good, although I think it doesn't matter when he's doing the strategy that he does, whether or not he finds me first or not. Because the timing I think is irrelevant. He can get to where he needs to be in the amount of time, no matter what. And as much as I'd like to say that I don't have a beef with the Pasty Guild, sometimes the past Pasty Gaming Guild can be sort of sandy buttholes. So definitely played this guy and several of his other guildies many times now. So I see him right here. And so I'm like, oh, he's coming. But I thought he was so late that I thought the timing wouldn't matter. And shame on me for thinking that, and now I know otherwise. And I did not see him right here. Although I suspected that is exactly where he was, since I didn't see him pop up. And I should have sent drones down immediately. I don't. I should have, but I don't. And this pops in time. Ish. I get vision. And I think like that my lings are going to get done, but they don't. It's still just a little too slow. Don't try to kite lings on creep, it doesn't work. I went for the outermost cannon for a reason. I wanted those two cannons contained. And what I wish I had done is planned this out better. But this was actually still pretty good. So he immediately goes into his second. And I didn't know where he was. I saw the probe come from up there. And so that actually bought him a little bit of time. And I sent the Overlord up there twice. I'm like, are you sure he's not up there? And I tried to time the uproots and the plant with when the broodlings go, to buy myself time to actually root both of these, root gaming. And I'm still looking all over the damn map. And you will see that that actually buys me enough time. And I should have uprooted that stupid thing, and I just didn't think of it. And that is my new favorite way of stopping a cannon rush. And I think I can improve on it a little bit. But,
yeah, another preferred method is just getting really fast 3 Ravagers.
Yeah. I agree.
And just going back to drone production. Because the problem is, the only thing that you can really do now is like DT or maybe like Oracle, but he can't really do like an aggressive amount of Zealots or Adepts. You can get way more Lings out, or Ravagers or Roaches or anything, than he can get Zealots or Adepts or Stalkers or something like that. So he just kind of needs to go for like some kind of a tech thing, or he needs to turtle an economy. And so So yeah, just get enough Ravagers. Get enough Ravagers, then get some static defense to prepare for things like DT Oracles, and then an economy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the event story.
Where was he? Where do you think he was going with those 3 probes? Or was that a misclick? That's weird. Oh, you know what? I bet he was coming over to reinforce this.
What a goof.
I wanted him to think that I was only on 1 base, so he wouldn't be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted him to not scout. Those are gateways. Is that a wall? Is that a wall? Oh, the Lings persevere. The Lings will find a way. This. So guess how many times the pylon dies in this game.
I don't know. Can I make it a drinking game? Wow. Oh wow! And then he's just like, oh yeah, you know, those lings must have just disappeared.
They do. They left. I catapulted them back.
So you're starting to spire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Start some extra gas.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I start the freaking spire at the wrong damn base. But it actually turns out to be, and then the Lings just go right back to work again. 16 workers killed, 17 workers killed, 18.
Oh, pylon.
I'm like, crap, I can't get it that time. I'm like, I need to scout. I need to make sure he's not making a damn starport.
You know that he's going for +1 zealots.
What?
Or actually, no, is he not getting +1? Oh, I thought the Forge was researching. Well, it looked like it was researching.
16 out of 3 on the gas. Oh. That's awesome. So, one of the things that I like about this is how much money he was banking and not reprobing. That was I liked that. And I didn't know if it's because he was like banking money for emergency warp-ins or what. I don't know what he was doing there, but I did scout the robo. And even though I can't click on anything, I'm like, that seems like robo-sized.
Not rejoining your name.
I know. I needed Alta Larva. I noticed that too. And it was bugging me, but my economy was working anyway. Oh, I was wondering if anything was in that. To-doot. Nope. So this, unfortunately, is where the AI gets screwed up and I lose these Lings. But it's a good distraction. Because 25 Lings, 26 Lings. That's probably one too many stalkers for me to be able to kill. So I needed to wait for my Lings. I also didn't re-drone up on it because I wanted the money and my main to last longer. I think, which sounds kind of stupid, but
I also could have taken your natural again.
I know, and I don't know Honestly, I don't know why I didn't retake my natural again. I think I forgot. And also, it spooked me a little bit when he flew the warp prism there. I'm like, well, if he's gonna try to warp and stuff and drop, then maybe I don't want to be building stuff in his direction, and I want to fan out, which draws him out of position. The zealot's like timidly walking over. I don't know why he leaves his stalkers out like that. And then he goes for another warp in. I'm like, another freaking warp in. And it's zealots. It's not even stalkers. And I thought that was funny.
So he's going for blink now. If he had gone
I
for
see that,
charge or +1 attack, and had kept those zealots, and then started doing the stalkers, then he could have kept those stalkers out there with the zealots to buffer.
Yep.
But you can't just do the stalkers, obviously.
No. Not when...
some money at the end there. And just a couple larvae. Pretty larva starved.
Pretty... Oh, larva starved? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you're nervous about taking a additional base or something, but you're floating money and you need larvae, and just make the macro hatch, the hacker match.
Yeah, I should have. I'm so out of practice of making macro hatches. This would have been a great opportunity for a macro hatch, because I would have been able to easily get the numbers I needed instead of it being a struggle. And then I could have actually spent my money. And I could have droned up. Yeah. Instead, I was kind of playing it just like the bare minimum. Like, and minimalist strategy is fine, but I shouldn't be playing minimalist like all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, if you get, God, this is with a opponent who doesn't want to leave his army out there, and you end up losing that army, then, because I mean, he just had blink just a couple seconds away. If he had, because I think those stalkers beat those mutas in that fight before. I mean, obviously they would beat the mutas now, but I mean, before you still had a couple more mutas. I think they would have beat the mutas just by themselves, but the lings obviously helped clean it up. So if the zealots took out all the lings and the stalkers took out the mutas, you're basically on one base economy, and you probably would have lost.
Yeah, because we were on equal income, so he would have had a better army than me at that point.
Yeah. And as a Zerg, you always want to be on better economy and more bases.
Yeah. Yep, and I would have needed... I'm not used to needing a macro hatch, but I'm also not used to getting cannon rushed and having the game go lopsided. So in standard games, I don't need macro hatches, but I need to remember to transition into macro hatches when I see that much, when I see that happening.
Yeah.
Especially, where am I? Yeah, especially when I'm starting to accumulate spare queens. That's usually what I do when I, in 2v2s, like when I accumulate spare queens, that's where the macro hatches end up. So, so I shared that one because I like the way that I canceled that or halted the cannon rush without having to transition to a different army. I wish I could have kept my with just a little bit more. With just a little more practice, I could place my spines in the right spots first, supposing that my hatch gets done at the right time. And supposing that they keep putting their cannons on the outside like dodos. Obviously not everybody does that, but still.
Mm-hmm.